course, my model waits till I go live to start freaking out. Because naturally. Alright. Fixed the glitch. We should be all set. I do want to load the original. Just for a quick second, we're going to call Paula on the original. We're going to have a conversation with her. And then if that doesn't fix the glitch on the original, then we'll just move over to the not glitched one. And we should be ready to go. In theory.
It would be rude to use my phone now.
Oh, I'm sorry, Nancy. I forgot. You don't want to use your phone there. Let's use it here. Let's... Ooh. There it goes. I was going to say it won't let me dial. Well, it won't let me dial because I didn't call... Paula! Hello? Ooh. She didn't answer. She must be in court. Okay. Cool. Oh, well, that's fine. We will just move ahead into the not glitched. Alright, so here we go.
Hey, Nance. What's going on?
That's what I needed to happen that was not happening.
I need to make a dowel to replace this broken one from the band organ. Would it be all right if I used your equipment? I won't make a mess, I promise.
Sure. Got a lathe, wooden rods, safety goggles. Knock yourself out. I gotta go run an errand, though, so try not to cut off any appendages until I get back.
Ooh, he's gone. Fabulous. I can start snooping. What you working on? Cool. Some lighted seahorses. I guess like these guys is what he's working on. What you got here?
Those look like horse tails.
Those do look like horsetails, which is weird because the carousel horses that we've seen do not have real tails. But, scusi, why do you have... Well, I mean, again, there's an argument to be made that he could be making a replacement for the carousel horse that was taken. So we still have an argument for him against it. Why does he have all that basswood and the horsetails and everything? Because he's making a replacement.
If Elliot wrote this guy's number down, maybe I should too.
Don't just get a horse, get a Kessler. An expert on antique carousels shares his opinion on the work of controversial horse carver. Article by Anton Sokov, professor of modern American art at the University of Colorado. For many fanciers of the Philadelphia style, carousel horses, adding one of the wonderfully realistic creations of D.C. Mueller and Bro companies to their herd, is as good as it gets. But I'm convinced that this is because so few collectors are familiar with the work of Rolf Kessler. Surely the golden age of carousels most underrated carver. Born in Austria in 1882, Kessler was a small man who always felt more at home with animals than he did with people. He moved to the United States when he was 21 in hopes of riding racehorses. Unfortunately, his reclusive nature and poor social skills undermined any talent he had as a jockey. Out of desperation, he began carving furniture out of wood scraps and selling it on the street corners. In 1907, Kessler got an apprenticeship at Philadelphia Toboggan Company, a top producer of carousels, which employed many fine wood carvers. He lasted a day and a half, but amazingly, using what he'd learned at PTC, within a month he had carved a carousel horse in his father-in-law's garage. Within a year he had used this horse to convince the mayor of Zamboni, New York, that the tiny coastal town... Kessler's uncanny talent for horse carving no doubt came from his lost dreams of riding racehorses. But anyway, the tiny coastal town of Zamboni, New York. Can we flip the page? Come on. Come on, we can do it. There it is! Should pay him to create Carousel. From 1910 to 1920, Kessler carved horses for 4 more carousels. 2 in New Jersey, 1 in Pennsylvania, and 1 in Connecticut. At least 2 instances, he agreed to lower his price in return for being given his own private on-site workshop. His carousels always had 2 rows, which included 30 horses and 1 chariot. After marrying Rolf in 1909, Amelia said that it was impossible for her not to love him, as it was for her to live with him. And through the phase of bloom, many differ. A black rose can be found on every horse Kessler caught. So we're looking for black roses on Kessler's horses. All right. By 1921, his severe mood swings and his angry insistence that the horses he carved existed as living creatures in a parallel dimension had finally driven his wife Amelia away for good. When he realized she was never coming back, he put down his carving tools and went looking for her. It took him 2 years to find her. She died of tuberculosis soon afterward. No one knew what became of Kessler after that. Homeless, friendless, and now passionless, he simply vanished from history. Kessler is all too often dismissed as a lunatic, a mere poser, undeserving of respect because of what made his work distinctive was in all probability the result of a chemical imbalance rather than true genius. This is not fair. No one can gaze into the painfully expressive eyes of one of Kessler's horses, or study the peaceful delicacy of his trademark black rose, and come away unmoved. They are works of art. To treat them as anything less says more about us and our blind allegiance to conventional arts than it says about them. Well, all right then. I'm pretty sure I have his number written down at this point. Just double check before I leave this. Yep, I got it. Okay. We will call him later. No? Okay. So I've got to be at the back of the book to get out of it. Okay, cool. Okay, so that's another mark in the suspect column for our dear friend here. For, I forget the artist's name now.
It's all fun and games until somebody loses an eye.
Oh, I forget his name now.
Here?
I didn't lay this out to measure. The artist's, categories. So the artists got one more notch for I think you might not be telling me the truth. There's a button over here. Boop a doop. And then we put this in. Okay, so for the first one, we want to be at 2.5, so right about there. And probably all the way down. That'll work. All right. And then the last one. Maybe here, but we'll try here and we'll go further back. That puts it at 10. Okay, that puts that at 12. So that might be correct then. I think this is correct. Tell me it looks right.
That doesn't look right.
Ah, boo, Nan.
Oops, I don't need another rod. I've already got one.
Alright, fine. Nancy being Nancy. Alright, so this is correct. So it's got to be here. And then here. Okay, that's it. That's it. Got it. And then we just get the rest of this sheared off. And that'll do us. There we are. That should do it.
That doesn't look right.
No? Alright, maybe I got the thing a little bit too narrow. Because that definitely should have been it. Alright, fine. Let's try going 2 down here. That's definitely too thick. Right, like that's definitely too thick. That might be it. And if that's not it, then we'll try doing, there we go. Then we'll try doing one thicker in the center here. Although I still think that's too thick. But whatever works. Look, it's been a while since I played this game.
That looks perfect.
I was gonna say, but I hear my CD trying to grind, so... If my CD's grinding, I must have gotten it right. Alright, there we go. So now we can go back to the carousel. Watch this be like only a 30-minute stream. And if that happens, I might give you guys the break video and we might start the next one, or we might not. What's the next one? Deception Island? Yeah, that one might be pretty quick. Alright. Now we can put this on. Alrighty. And we can go here. Turn this to roll. Put on our tissue strips, our tape. Get my notebook. And I am going to need something to write with. Pencil will work. Let's do this. A, D, A, E. D, C, B, A is always the end. D, C, B, A. A, E, D. We're gonna be here a minute because I always have trouble getting the first part of the sequence. Do, 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 do. D, C, B, E. D, E, F, E. D, E, F, E. Alright. One more time. One more time because I'm bad at this. A, E, D, E, F, E, A, E, D, C, B, A. Alright, there we go. A, E. Fun fact, I don't think you need to know the whole
I better turn this
sequence.
off.
I don't think you need to know the whole sequence. I think just like the first 8 notes is all you need, but I've got them all, so there we go. Alright, let's go. Ooh, sorry, Starlight. They said there was always a black rose on all of Kessler. Oh, nope, there it is. I was going to say, they said there was always a black rose on all of Kessler's carvings, but there's not one on Starlight. Nope, it's right there. It's at the butt. Underneath the saddle. Alright, so let's go to Joy.
Nancy Drew, please report immediately to the security office. And by immediately, I mean don't even think about doing anything else.
Can I go to Joy?
I better go to Harlan's. He sounds mad.
No, I can't go to Joy. Hey, Harlan. Hi.
I just got off the phone with Miss Santos.
Yeah?
How do you get off telling her I'm some kind of jewel thieving peeping Tom?
Oh. I'm sorry, but I thought she had a right to know.
I'm sorry, but I thought she had a right to know what I know.
To be fair, I didn't say jewel thieving.
You don't know zip. I had nothing to do with the theft of that carousel horse.
Yeah,
Just
I figured.
because I did time doesn't mean I'm guilty of every crime that comes down the pike, you know?
I am not worried about that. Look, the only thing I was worried about was you spying on your coworkers.
It's just that when I found out you'd been spying on some of your co-workers...
I wasn't spying on them. I really think that to do my job right, I should be able to go anywhere in the park. You know, in case of emergencies. Okay, so
I
maybe I'm
get
trying
that,
a little too
but
hard.
that's not
Maybe
what Miss
people's
Santo
entry
thinks,
code
and
should
she's
be
your
off
boss.
limits. It's just that this job means everything to me. I don't want to screw it up.
Right.
I guess I was a little overzealous, too. I'm really sorry. I'll see you around.
Here we go. We have to have another adult conversation. Harlan. Harlan, my dear. I get that you feel like you need to have access to every area of the park. But your boss said you don't. So to then go behind her back and steal codes because you just want to do a good job? Can you see how that might make you look a little sus? Sorry, I've been watching a lot of Among Us playthroughs. Could you see how that could... Okay. Okay. Adult talk over. Alright. I'll leave as soon as my thing loads. Alright, let's go back to Joy.
Will Nancy Drew please report to the security office?
What now? I literally just left.
I stepped out for a second, and when I came back, somebody'd left this envelope on my desk. Looks like it's for you. Got your name on it anyway.
Okay.
There's nothing inside but a key. Maybe it opens that door in the haunted house.
Here, let me toss that envelope for you. I want to apologize for jumping all over you like that before.
Yeah.
The more I thought about it, the more I realized that I would have done just what you did. No hard feelings?
No hard feelings.
I'm fine, dude. I think you might need a little bit of a chill pill, but yeah, sounds like you got one in 5 seconds, so we're good.
Any luck?
I think I've got it.
I think we're all set. I know the tune, and I've got a harmonica.
Play it for Miles and see what happens.
My oral sensors are ready. Suck it to me.
No. I have it. There it is. All right. So A, E, D, E, F, E, A, E, D.
Hooray!
Whoop.
I
to
I
DCBA.
did ride
Come
the
on.
carousel. Over and over and over. Always the same horse. Always the same black horse.
You love the carousel. And
Black
not one horse in
horse.
particular. It was not the lead horse, and it was not spectacular, but you loved it, Joy. What was its name?
I can't remember.
Is the name important?
Is the name important?
I am not programmed to continue unless and until you remember the name of that horse. You loved it so much that your mother bought it for you.
Really? So she's the one who bought the horse off the carousel.
She was the one who bought the horse off the carousel? Then I know the name. Glory.
Glory. That's right. Glory.
I think at this point
My
you have
mother
something
gave
in
him
your
to me for
email
my
about
birthday.
stenography.
My 4th birthday. She died in a car accident that very night.
Oh, yeah, I can see why you'd block it. Yeah.
How awful. No wonder you forgot how much you loved the carousel. It would have reminded you of your mother.
I hated the park after my mother died. I hated the carousel. And I hated that horse. I blamed it for what happened to my mother.
Okay,
I
fair.
had my father destroy it.
Well, not fair, but still.
But your father did not destroy it. Instead, he
Well, of
sold it.
course not. That
He
thing's
hoped that someday,
expensive.
with the help of
Miles, the magnificent memory machine!
you would come to terms with your past. And because that is what you are doing, here is the third and final riddle. Ask Tink for the book you and I used to read about Kessler and Amelia So Kind. Give her nickname a spin on spook number 10. Then the brass prize arrange on its forearm so strange. And something long lost and cherished you'll find.
So Tink's the guy who runs the carousel.
Tink's the guy who runs the carousel. Let's give him a call. I've got his number.
No. Nancy, I did something terrible. I turned the power off to the coaster and caused the accident that shut down the park. I blamed Miss
Oh.
Santos for my father's death, just like I blamed that horse for what happened to my mother. I feel horrible. Keep going without me, Nancy. I have to go see Ms. Santos and apologize.
Ooh. Okay. So we now officially have one answer. We have the answer as to why the roller coaster stopped suddenly. Joy flipped the switch because she was angry and wanted the park to self-destruct. I also have a couple of calls to make. Let's talk to Mr. Sukov. We clicking?
My name is Nancy Drew. I saw the article you wrote about Rolf Kessler in the Collector's Hot Sheet magazine.
That was several months back, but go on.
Well, seeing as you're pretty much an expert on Kessler as well as carousels, I was hoping you could answer a question for me.
I'd be delighted.
Would you,
Would you happen to know the nickname Rolf Kessler gave his wife,
That's
Amelia?
not what I was expecting to
Of course I
ask,
do.
but
At least, I thought I did.
it's
It was
weird.
an Austrian
Okay.
term of endearment, rather common. Oh, come on, Anton, think. Spazi, that was it. Spazi.
S-P-A.
S-P-A-T-Z-I. He always called her Spazi.
I am going to need that. Did you by any chance hear the horse that was stolen off the carousel? How much would a horse from Kessler Carousel be worth?
How much would a horse from a Kessler carousel be worth?
Depending on its condition, whether it's an inside horse or an outside horse, whether it's the lead horse, anywhere from $80,000 to well over $100,000.
Whoa,
Wow, that's a lot of money.
Yes,
that's a lot of
it is,
motive.
but Kessler carved horses for only 5 carousels in his lifetime. So not only is each horse exquisitely beautiful, but it's very rare, especially if it's the lead horse.
The lead horse?
The outside horse, just behind the chariot. the place where you can sit instead of ride. It's traditionally the most ornately carved horse on the carousel, hence the most valuable.
Oh, that is the one that's missing.
Did you by any chance hear about the horse that was stolen off the carousel at Captain's Cove Amusement Park in New Jersey? It was one of the carousels that Kessler carved.
Yes, I did, and I thought, how odd. Because you see, I'd gotten a call from someone about a month prior to that asking me how much I thought one of those horses would be worth.
Ah.
Do you have any idea who it was that called?
None whatsoever. He never gave me his name, nor
He-
did he say where he was calling from. The thought that I may have actually encouraged someone to mutilate a work of art. Oh.
Did you hear about how the carousel at Captain's Cove is now allegedly haunted because one of the horses was stolen?
Yes, what a wonderfully romantic piece of nonsense.
Do you have any idea why someone would be going to the trouble of making the carousel turn on and off by itself?
As a matter of fact, I do. I think that someone wants publicity.
Ooh.
Whoever stole the horse wants people to know that it's gone so that when he or she goes to sell it, there will be a whole slew of eager buyers.
We're talking
Really?
about stolen property. Are you saying people would willingly buy something they know was stolen?
I hate how naive they
About the
make
black
Nancy.
market, my dear. Great works of art get stolen by thieves and bought by less than scrupulous collectors all the time.
I mean, Nancy's supposed to be in her late teens by now. Like, even if you don't participate in it, by the time you're in your late teens, you know that people buy and sell stolen. I hate how naive they make her. You mean people buy stolen artwork? Oh, that bad. They make her sound like she's like 4. Come on. She should know about the black market by now. But it's like, yeah, black market. It happens all the time. I mean, I guess there is an argument for them being like, well, we have to explain because, you know, the kids playing this game may be young and may not understand what a black market is. But it's like, yeah, I feel like by the time they're old enough to play a point and click adventure, they understand what a black market is. Not necessarily participate, but they understand that it's out there somewhere in the ether and they exist. And that it exists.
If someone did steal that horse off the carousel in order to make money off of it, what would be his or her next move? How would they go about selling it?
Well, the thief would probably get a middleman to set up a bidding war between several buyers in order to get the highest price. The internet comes in very handy in such matters.
The internet was still, I don't want to say new, because this was 2003. So it was very well established at the time. It was brand spanking new when I was 12. Which was, I want to say somewhere in the 90s. So it was brand spanking new back then. I had a 6th grade teacher who was all about the internet and chat rooms and actually had a chat buddy that he would have the entire class come and line up and talk to in the library. It was weird. It was weird and awkward and it was strange. But the internet was fairly well established, but was still kind of had a little bit of that new car smell going at this point.
Thanks for all the info.
Glad to help.
Still, I mean, it was wearing off, but you could still smell that new car smell on the internet if you really worked for it. Now, Tink. We wanted to call Tink. So, last one we gotta call. I mean, we already have the name that we needed, but we'll call Tink anyway. Oh, Tink!
This is Tink.
Hi.
It's Nancy Drew. Did you land that fish?
I don't want to talk about it. That answer your question?
I'm curious.
I'm curious. Who do you think stole that horse off the carousel?
Kids. Staring at each other, doing stupid kid stuff. Or maybe somebody just like liked the way old Nightshade looked and wanted him for himself.
Nightshade.
Nightshade?
That was its name, Nightshade. Kessler gave all of his horses names, painted them on their bridles.
So Glory was absolutely not the horse that was stolen. Right? Well, I mean, it wouldn't have been because Glory was sold. But I still think that Glory, because we also know that Glory was not the lead horse, right? So far, Artist, I forget his name. Anyway, so far Artist has told us, oh, it was worthless junk. And we were like, but isn't it kind of valuable? And he was like, only if it was the lead horse. It wasn't. It was some piece of hack carved years ago. It wasn't even an original. Who knows? Who cares? Whatever. But what we know is that, number one, it absolutely was the lead horse because it was the outside horse behind the chariot. So it absolutely was the outside horse that was stolen. Its name was Nightshade. Glory is the horse that was stolen. And Miles told us that Glory was not the lead horse. So here's the thing. The zebra that sits there now and looks kind of out of place, that's the horse that replaced Glory. Nightshade is the lead horse, and that's the one that was stolen.
Have fun fishing.
Always do.
All right. So the lead horse is absolutely the horse that was stolen. And as Sokov also said that somebody called him from here. Right? Somebody from here called him, asking him how much a horse like that from a Kessler Carousel would be worth. There's only one person that had his information. Right? Elliot, that's his name, right?
Looks like Spook 10 is missing an arm.
So, yep, this is
It's been
Spook
red
10.
tagged.
This is Spook 10, and he's been red tagged. Alright. So, we know that that Elliot was lying to us. It absolutely was the lead horse that was stolen. Now, that could have just been that he just didn't know the difference. But considering the books about carousels that we found in his workshop, I highly doubt it.
Maybe these stairs go down to Kessler's workshop.
There's a pair of pliers on the floor. Where's
What
my...
was that?
I don't know. Where's my out button? Give me my out button. Move! Yeesh, somebody tried to drop a statue on my head. Okay, we're getting out of here. Okay. So fun. Those stairs did not lead to Kessler's workshop, although they did lead to me nearly getting my head bashed in. Let's go talk to Ingrid. Oh, Ingrid.
Hello, Nancy. How goes it?
Here's your pliers. I found them in the haunted house behind that hidden door, which led to a booby trap.
I told you mine were missing. Maybe somebody found them and left them by that door on purpose. I don't know. But they prove nothing. I do know that.
Unfortunately, she's right, because we know this girl is super careless with everything, right? She lent out the roller coaster blueprints to somebody else to study. He's completely ripping them off. She loses her tools all the time and is just like, I don't know, somebody has them, whatever. She's really careless.
there's a dummy in the haunted house that's been red tagged. It's missing an arm. Any chance it'll be up and running again in the near future?
Got the arm right here. Just needed a battery. That's one of the dummies Joy Trent's father created. Probably why the circuitry is so bizarre. It works though, so just reattach it. You'll need pliers.
I got it.
Oh, and don't forget to take the red tag back to Spy Master Bishop.
Thanks for your help.
Remember, niacin.
And I'm guessing she's changed the code to get into her office at this point. Okay. So this is one of the dummies that was created by Joy's father, which makes sense, right? Because he hid a special secret in here. Let's turn this in. Get it nice and tightened down. I mean, that looks like it should be too tight, but because it doesn't, well, it doesn't fit on the arm proper, but okay. Let's take the tag back.
Tag back to Harlan.
Let's take the tag to Harlan. So it's like, unfortunately, the evidence is piling up against Elliot. He ordered all that basswood. He's got all those horsetails. There is an argument that he is working on a replacement for the horse at the carousel, but that's a lot of tails and a lot of wood for one horse.
Could you please turn the juice back onto the dummy in the haunted house that Ingrid was fixing? Here's the tag.
You've really got the system down, don't you? I'll just flip the switch and you'll be good to go.
Yep.
I'll see you around.
Go get him.
He's also the only one that had Sokov's phone number, and we know that Sokov said that somebody called him asking about carousel horses and how valuable they were. So, and he also lied to us and said, oh, it wasn't the lead horse, which he absolutely would know that it was because he had all the books on horses. So, alright, so it's S-P-I-T-Z? S-P-A-T-Z-I. S-P-A. T-Z. There's an I down here. I found it. Okay. The brass prize arrange on its forearm so strange. Let's go. That did not look like that big of a brass ring, but okay.
That must be glory. These stairs sure don't feel very safe.
They don't look very safe. I have questions.
Oh my gosh, these must be jewels from that jewel heist.
How did he get them into a solid wood horse?
I should probably take these with me.
How did he get jewels into a solid wood horse without anybody?
Joy's father must have left it for her.
I get how the thief got jewels into a seat of a ride, right? That's not hard. You carry a pocket knife, you chop a hole in the seat, shove the jewels in, cover it back up, walk away. I get that, right? That was easy. The Orbitron or whatever, in the seat of the Orbitron, that was easy. How do you hide them in a horse while you're running away from the police? Do you have a drill and some wood putty and some paint? Like, here, let me drill a hole into the horse, drop the jewels in, cover it with wood putty, paint it over. Whoop, the police are around the corner. Better get going. How do you do that? Okay. I'm overthinking this. I'm way overthinking this.
My dearest Joy, I hope Miles and his riddles have helped you remember how much you adored this horse and how dearly you loved the woman who gave it to you. I
Alright.
found this picture of her years ago, but I didn't want to give it to you until I knew you were ready. She loved you more than anything, Joy. We both did. Dad. P.S. If you want to see where Glory was carved, look for Kessler's symbol on the wall. I could never spend a lot of time in there. Very strange vibes.
Hang on. Saw wood putty or well, yeah, but like the guy who hid the jewels in the horse was supposed to be doing it while he was running from the police. Right? Because he stole the jewels from the safe, escaped the police through the park. And yeah, like you would need a saw, wood putty, or super glue or something like that to get in there and to put it back together. But how are you supposed to, number one, carry all that with the jewels? And number two, saw off a piece of the horse, shove the jewels up in it, and then glue it back on and keep running? Like how? It doesn't make sense to me. It makes more sense to, he's like, well, I have the jewels in one hand and a pocket knife in the other. Let me just slice open the seat of this ride, I'll stuff them in, and I'll keep going. And then I'll slice open a seat of another ride and stuff them in and keep going. That's easy. But shoving it into a solid wood horse? Okay, yeah, it's not solid wood, it's different parts of wood, but still, yeah, okay, yep. I think too much.
That must be Joy's mother. She was beautiful.
Bug out bag, maybe. But it's just weird. Oh, I think too much. It doesn't make any sense. Okay, into Kessler's workshop we go. Kessler's symbol is the black
So
rose.
this was Kessler's workshop.
Ah,
I'll bet that's the carousel horse that was stolen.
here's Nightshade. Yep, got the black rose and everything. Uh-oh.
Somebody's been making reproductions, or should I say forgeries.
And who's the only one with the artistic talent to do this? Plus we know he's been looking into carousels. Plus we know everything. It's Elliot. It's gotta be. Alright, what do we got? Already have 2 potential buyers. They learned about the hauntings on TV and are chomping at the bit, as it were. So the sooner they can get the horse, the better. So, how soon can you get 2 done? A40. You 60, me split. A 40-60 split. You 40, me 60. Will work great. Consider this a handshake. Oh, consider this a handshake. So this is the first one. 40-60 split will work great. Consider this a handshake. And then he comes back with, I already got 2. What do you got? Alright, let's move. Come on, there we go. 3 to 5 weeks is too long. This kind of, oh. It takes me longer than I thought it would. Would have the first horse ready to ship for 3. Won't have the first horse ready to ship for 3 weeks. The second horse will be maybe 5. Also, hey Corbel, how's it going? 3 to 5 weeks is too long. This kind of buyer gets cold feet. The longer you take, the more suspicious they get. Work faster. So yeah, they do have a bidding war set up. Absolutely. We've got a lot of basswood over here. Well, I guess we're going this way. It's interesting because he's got a blank carved over here. Won't let me out now. He had a blank on this side, so. Hello.
Nancy. What have you done?
It's what you've done. You stole the horse.
Yeah,
you
see, there's a
fabricated
blank
the
back
whole
here.
haunted carousel thing to increase its value, and now you're making not just one forgery, but several.
You think?
You let everyone believe you were just a hopeless procrastinator. But this is the real reason you're behind in your work, isn't it?
Right on all counts. Unfortunately, you're not going to get to tell anyone else. Ever.
No, wait. Look what I have. They're diamonds. Real diamonds. Someone stole them 23 years ago and stashed them in the park.
Ooh.
Well, little icing on the cake.
That's right. You want him? Here.
Ouch! Hey!
Get
I
him!
gotta get out of here.
Get him! I gotta, which way do I turn? I can't turn. There it goes. There it goes! I found it! I found it! I found the turn. Why did that door suddenly
I've
close?
gotta get out of here.
I've got you, Nancy. You're cornered. You might
Oh.
as well give up.
Might I? How about if I just take that off?
Ah! Ah!
Whoopsies.
As soon as I get out of here, I'm gonna call the police, Elliot. So don't bother making plans for tonight. Or the next 10 years.
Yeah, but you also just locked him in with another very valuable horse.
Dear Ned, after trapping Elliot, I managed to pry the exit open and had Harlan call the police. Elliot admitted to stealing the Carousel horse and planning the remote control device. He knew that publicity from the hauntings would increase the value of his forgeries. Needless to say, he's gone back to not liking me. Harlan, on the other hand, adores me now.
Yay!
Not only did he share the credit for busting Elliot, but his sudden fame brought him 3 job offers. He's staying on at Captain's Cove out of loyalty to Paula, but he's happy knowing that being an ex-con will probably never be an issue for him again.
Woo!
As for Ingrid, she promptly attributed Elliot's bad behavior to a deficiency in some mineral I couldn't pronounce. And Joy, when I gave her the picture of her mother, she started smiling and has yet to stop. Inventing Miles was the best thing her late father could have done for her. In fact,
Yeah,
when I
but
went to
she
the park to say
did
goodbye
nearly
just
kill
now,
the park.
She wasn't in her office. She was riding the carousel. Ever yours, Nancy.
Yeah, but she did almost kill the park. I'm just saying. Ooh, what award do I get? Puzzle Master! Yeah, I usually get Puzzle Master. Look, I've played these a few times.
You have reached 555-4468. I can't come to the phone right now, so please leave a message.
Hi, George. Well, thanks to you guys, I'm leaving here and flying directly.
Okay, yeah, it is Danger on Deception Island. Yeah, I could do that one pretty quick, I think.
George, I just got off the phone with that marine biologist friend of yours. She insisted I stay with her, and she even said she'd take me whale watching on the tour boat she owns. Anyway, thanks for arranging this little vacation, you two. 1 whole week of peace, quiet, and sitting around doing nothing.
All
This
right.
is gonna be awesome. Bye.
Nancy on a quiet vacation? As off. Woo. Alright, so what I am going to do, usually I would let the credits run. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do a quick refresh on stream. Well, yeah, I'm going to